In 2003, Q magazine named the Rolling Stones as one of the 50 bands to see before you die. In that same year, the Stones went on tour to promote their compilation album 40 Licks. The Licks tour was a lengthy, truly worldwide concert tour, which started in 2002 and continued through to 2003. The tour was made of the Stones' traditional mix of theatre, arena and stadium venues. They didn't have too much new music to promote, but went on stage with a high-octane set list. Their gig at Olympiahalle, a multi-purpose arena in Munich, originally built by Hitler as part of the Olympic Park, was high up on the agenda. The seating capacity for the arena can vary from 12,150 up to 14,000. And a planned massive overhaul due to be completed by 2010 will see the seating extended to 15,500. But back in 2002, it was a sellout crowd of 12,000 that rocked out to the Stones' 2-hour show in Munich.
It's a very lively crowd last night, you know, there were a lot of energy. There was actually the first time we've done, how do you call it, general admission, they call it in America, where there's no seats. And so it was the first time we'd done that in a long while, and that seemed to work, and the energy level was good in the place, and if the audience has got a good energy level, then it helps you a lot. And it was all men, Charlie says. It was all men. I don't know what that says. They left all the girls at home, or what, I don't know. Usually we get a few sort of bits of underwear on the B stage. Last night there's a few Y fronts, but anyway.
Perhaps it was just as well, because grown women have been known to sob their hearts out to Mick's rendition of Angie. During the show, videos of animated topless women were shown trying to pierce the famous Rolling Stones' tongue before being devoured. Mick said the secret to the band's success was its image.
Image is everything. No, you know, you've got to do everything. You've got to sound good. You've got to play right. You've got to be, you know, you've got to do the whole thing. That's what, you know, show business is all about. There's nothing new, nothing old about that.
Back in the early days, the band would perform short tours playing North America, the UK and continental Europe on a 3-year rotating cycle. The venues would be small to medium-sized and would be packed full of screaming girls. As the band grew up, their music began transcending all ages and genders. Now they have equally a huge following amongst men as they do women, and the band has now developed a reputation for being the world's best stadium act.
We know we have a vague association with Munich because we made a lot of our records here, and also I think, you know, it's obviously a good town for us because we attract a big audience in this part of Bavaria, but people also come from all over Germany. There's people there. Last night were from all over Germany, indeed from all over Europe, and I think that, you know, it's a great place for us, and obviously we have a big crowd and people turn up, so, you know, that's where you want to start. You don't want to start in a place where it's slightly marginal, small place where, you know, you're not sure of your audience. So Munich is one of those places that's one of our favourite places.
But playing to massive arenas hasn't always gone as smoothly. The Rolling Stones' early gigs were dogged by violence. The most famous and heavily documented of all the band's concerts took place at the Altamont Speedway in 1969. A gang of Hells Angels bikers had been hired to provide security on the promise of $500 worth of beer. Violence erupted and tragedy resulted when young fan Meredith Hunter was stabbed and beaten to death by the Angels. According to reports, Hunter was on amphetamines at the time and decided to pull out a gun while standing in front of the stage. A 21-year-old member of the Hells Angels, Alan Passaro, was charged with the crime, but claimed he'd only acted in self-defense. This tour and famous incident features in Albert and David Maisley's film Give Me Shelter. Compared to the fallout at the Altamont Speedway, the 40 Licks tour ended tamely, with fans leaving quietly and politely. Equally polite was Keith Richards, who was determined not to leave anyone out of the thank yous.
At this point, I would like to say, because we do forget sometimes, that there are other guys playing with us. And I'd like to give a hand to the rest of the guys that are not here, but are on stage with us, you know. So, leave it at that.